Alrighty, folks, and welcome in to a part of Togethercon 2023 even. So we're going to run a game of ALL-Cat-TRAZ. For those who are unfamiliar, it's the game of cats being stuck in a building and needing to get out. So we're just going to have a members cast, just going to go through each of them, ask who they are, who they're playing today. So we're going to start at the top here with Commander Jupe.
Hello! I today am playing Tolly, a calico-colored Norwegian forest cat who is 12.
Awesome. What, to tell everyone about yourself, or are you happy with just moving on?
Oh yeah, I suppose I should do that. Yeah, hi, I'm Commander Jupe. I stream on Twitch. Just a lot of variety games and like to have a lot of fun with TTRPGs when I can.
Right. Alright, next we have Allosaurus.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
Hi, I'm Allosaurus.
Stars in the emptiness of the void.
I stream with Real Women of Gaming for Tankers, Tales, and Treasures, which is the first and third Saturday of the month, unless we've got other stuff going on. And I also do work with Cast Gamers, the community of applied spiritual therapeutic tabletop gamers. And today I am playing Slim. Slim is probably an American Shorthair mix and is a very muscular 5-year-old black cat with like a single tuft of white hair on their chest.
All right.
Very strong, not very smart.
That's totally fine. All right. Then at the top corner of there we have Lupine.
Hi, I'm Lupine. I am playing today Cat named Bear. He is a mixture of three of the cats that I've had, and he's a big gray tabby, probably like a DSH, a domestic short hair. I'm sure he was rescued, but there's some Maine Coon in there probably because he's got little tufty ears. And he is, I don't know, he's like 7 years old. So he's pretty young, I guess, compared to you guys. And he has very low intelligence.
Oh no.
And then if you want to find me, you can find me at my Linktree. So Linktree /LupineVenta, all one word. It's just my username everywhere.
All right. And finally we have Renee.
Yeah, hi, I'm Renee. Renee Joy, my pronouns are she, they. I'm also a member of the Cast Gamers cohort and Discord server, which is where you can find me for any sort of like applied gaming or fun gaming things happening. I am playing one of my cats today, which is Persephone, my elder states cat. She's 13. She's a black short-haired cat. She's a pretty solid specimen of cat. She's very intelligent. She's dexterous. She's strong even for her age. And she's a pretty steadfast personality and character too. So that's me and my cat.
All right. Well, as the players, let's begin. So yes, the four of you are you're sort of the four cats of this rather strange sort of normal street, and there is this one big house that you've seen people moving in. Like this, there's been trucks moving in. They've been moving in recently. It's not a house you're familiar with. The people there before didn't really do much with it, but you've seen these delivery trucks come in and out of this place for the last couple of days, and you've all been watching intently, as cats do, from the wall across from it. And you notice it has quite a large sort of garage door that's lying open. And you notice the human that was in the house reverse their car out of it, get very angry, get out of the car, run back inside, run back out again, get in the car and leave without closing the garage. So you all go, that's interesting. So as cats do, you all sort of trot across the road and have a sort of look around. Yeah, this is very interesting. And as you're looking around the garage, you hear the sound of the human running up and just going, "Fuck's sake!" and slamming the garage door behind you. You are now unfortunately all trapped in this house. So we will describe the first room you were all in, which is quite a large garage. It's got several sort of workbenches lying around with multiple tools and sort of pieces of car stuff lying around. It's got multiple cardboard boxes, and there is at the back, to the back left, there is a sort of door. It looks like it leads inside. What would you like to do?
Maybe there's people in the house with hands to pet us. Could we go in the house and look for hands? Because they pet. I like pets.
Alright.
I don't like this. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
I want to go back outside.
Poe's in that same boat. Poe's just sniffing at the edges of the garage, sort of twitching every time my whiskers sort of hit the edge as I'm sniffing around.
One goes to the door. Like you said, there was a door in the garage.
Mm-hmm. There's a door at the back left.
I'm gonna like stalk up to it and then like crouch down and like stick my paw underneath it and try to let humans know that we're in here.
Okay. You try and is this the garage door? The sort of outside door, or is it the inside door?
The inside door.
Inside door. Okay. You put your paw. You try and push your paw under it. The door is quite flush with the floor, but it does slowly just creak open and reveal a corridor in front of you.
There's a house
There's more.
behind the
As-
door.
There's
As the door. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no. There's a sort of slight smell of kind of cleaning, kind of a sort of a slight smell that the house has been thoroughly cleaned in the last recent couple of weeks. So it's it's stronger than you'd get from your usual house.
Okay. If the door's starting to creak open, Tolly's just gonna run for it and just burst through.
Oh. Okay. One second. I just need to.
Oh no.
Oh no, where'd we go?
You're there. I just need to say something to Meow off stream quickly. There. Apologies.
Okay.
I keep forgetting that if I do anything with this, it decides it doesn't want to show. There we go. There's everyone. Apologies for that. Shouldn't have to do that again.
Bear
yes,
would like to like body slam the door
Okay. So
and like run inside, and then run back outside, and then run inside.
okay, you
Run
run
back outside.
as
run
you
inside.
run towards the door. You barrel into it. The door is it's very thin sort of plywoody door. It goes and slams against the wall. There's a very, very loud bang that just resonates through all of you as Bear is sprinting up and down this small corridor.
I think I just cry. Like
Oh.
I just meow very loudly to try and see if that makes anything make a sound back or like echolocate what exactly is behind this door everybody slammed through.
Okay. As you look out to this, just check out and get back for them. As you look out to this door, you see a sort of long corridor. There is a door immediately to your left again, which looks like the sort of front door to the house. And there's a sort of small rug in front of it, leading to a set of stairs. And at the end of the corridor, there's again quite a large cupboard, which smells very much of the outside. There's some shoes and sort of multiple things next to them. Some of them are coated in mud and smell quite strongly of outside.
I think I'd like it to go sniff everything in that room.
Okay. As you walk towards the sort of collection of shoes, to your right, there's a set of stairs that lead up, and next to it is a small thin door, thin sort of kind of like a corridor again that leads past. That seems to lead to another small foyer.
All right, I'm gonna continue on to the shoes.
Okay. So you start sniffing the shoes. You notice
Yes.
as you're sniffing the one of the main ones, you notice a couple of small beetles just walking over the top of one of the shoes.
Ooh, I'm gonna pounce on it.
Okay. Let's do our first roll. Do a dex roll. Say you get on to pounce on some shoes.
Okay, that was. I would like to face plant into the floor next to the shoe. Not having hit the shoe nor the beetle, because I rolled a 3 and I've got let me check. I think it's +2. Yeah, it's +2. So 5.
5. Okay, no problem. So you jump at the shoes. You sort of bury yourself under the shoes. There are several shoes on top of you now. The beetles are long gone somewhere. But the everyone else hears this again sound like stuff is all being rattled around in the next. And I imagine you're still all at the other end of the corridor. The rest of you, do you think you're still at the sort of doorway, or do you think you're sort of wandering in as well?
Probably wandering in.
Okay.
I think I'm jumping on the nearest highest ground.
Okay, that's fine. So you're on a small table looking out the sort of window at the side of the door out. Okay, so you jump.
And I definitely cry at the window as if that's going to do something.
Alright. You cry at the window, you put your paw on it and emit the most sorrowful of meows
Yes.
towards this window. And as you look over, you see Bear buried deep amongst the shoes. There's now a small pile of these shoes that are sort of bouncing randomly as you see the cat underneath trying to get its way back out from this.
Lim
You
is
hear this like
slightly stunned because so far multiple cats have jumped over or into him to get into the house or run back and forth past him multiple times, and he's just like, what? And it just sits very stubbornly in the middle of the hall staring at everything at like the nearest cat.
Okay. And that kind of old cat way of just, I'm just going to stay here. Trouble will just fix itself if I just stay here. Okay.
When someone needs something moved, they'll come to me because apparently that's all I'm good for.
That's fine. So at this point you hear a quick, sharp sort of yap from somewhere within the foyer. And as you sort of peer around the corner, you see what looks like a very small a dog about the same size as you just lean around the edge of the back of the stairs and then pull its head back immediately.
One will investigate.
Okay.
Yeah, totally too.
Okay. So you begin to walk sort of along to past where the stairs are. There are 3 doors out from this foyer. There's a door to your left, which seems to lead to another. It looks like a small corridor leading to like a bedroom. There's one, a large sort of open door in front of you, which leads to what looks like a sort of living room area, which has like a TV and some like a sofa, and like there's quite a large fish tank at the back. And to your right, there is a small corridor leading to what looks like a bathroom, and then there's a room behind it which smells very strongly of cleaning.
I go to the fish tank. Are there fish in it?
Yes, there are several brightly coloured fish in the fish tank.
I'm gonna go up to it and try to find a way to get a fish.
Okay. You would likely jog, as cats do, towards this fish tank. And while you do that, we'll find out where everyone else is going. So, where is the big Norwegian forest going?
So Tali, I think, will go towards the door.
Okay.
She wants to know what's there.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's a closed door?
Yes, the door. There's in the foyer area. There's a small door leading to a corridor on the right, and there's a door to the left. Which one would you rather open?
Sorry, I didn't catch that last part.
Oh, sorry. There's a door to the right and the left. Which one would you rather
Okay.
look at?
Okay. Should I go to the door? Well, do they both smell like cleaning?
The one to the right smells very much like cleaning.
Okay, what about the ones to the left?
The one to the left smells. It smells like slightly stale clothes.
Actually, I'm gonna go to the one on the left. Try and
Okay.
push that one open.
Okay, so you push that door open. And what is Bear doing?
I think when I first had a bunch of shoes on top of me, I made this like really pitiful sound, like, oh my god, guys, I can't get up. I have things on top of me. And then I did a big thrash, and all the shoes went flying.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ran as fast as I could deeper into the house.
Okay. So as you run into, actually, we'll do Rennie, then we'll come back to Bear. So Rennie, where's your one going?
Poe, like me, I probably when the big flail happened from Bear, I think that probably spooked me off the table into a mad dash that is like haphazardly probably gonna run around or towards Hallie. I forgot your cat name. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so there's just, it's pure panic for me right now.
Okay. Okay, so we will go basically back to Bear and Poe running through this foyer. As the two of you are running in, both of you are quite speedy at this stage. You see Hallie... Is that Hallie? No, sorry. Tally's the Norwegian Forest, yes?
Yes.
Cool. Yes. I'm trying to get names right in my head. So Tally has opened the door to the left, and Slim is walking through the sort of living room in front of you. Where would the two of you like to run to? Your split decision making because you're going at speed.
I think my instinct is to try and get away from the other cat, the bear, right? I think that did the big flail. Yeah. So as I realize that I'm almost going to intersect with this other cat who's tearing through, I try and ping pong away. So whatever's the opposite direction, wherever that takes me.
So I'll assume you go to the right then, because that way you've got three cats going the other directions. What is Bear doing?
Bear is going to keep running further into the house until, let's see, I guess until he runs into like a dead end, or and then he's gonna like smack into the wall head first, or
Okay.
if there's something in the house like something scary, he's going to stop like dead still.
Okay. So at the moment, then we'll have just Bear run straight ahead then, just for that. So we'll do Slim and Bear first. So Slim walks through the quite calm living room. There's the sort of bubbling sound of the pump for the fish tank. And as you get close, you look up. This is quite a large fish tank. It's about maybe 2-3 meters in length. It dominates most of a wall, and it's giving off quite a lot of warm sort of feelings, as in it must be a heated tank.
Ooh.
So would you like to jump on top of it? Would you like to look what's in it? What would you like to do?
Oh yeah, what's in it?
It looks like it's full of... They're very colourful fish. There's some small sort of shoals, basically, of like trying to remember what they're called. The neon tetra ones, the tiny fish with a little like blue stripe across them.
Oh, yeah.
So they're very distinctive for cats. Yeah, they're very distinctive for cats. So there's a small shoal of them, and maybe 6-7 of them swimming together, and there's a couple of larger. They're not as nicely coloured. They're more kind of dullish coloured fish, but they are just sort of bobbing about and you notice off to the side there's a very colourful, let's just say discus. There's some discus fish just swimming at this off to the side. So they're very notable to your eye.
Okay, I'm probably gonna first try to get them to the glass and like paw at them, and that is likely gonna get me nowhere. And so I'm gonna get a genius idea that I should go fishing.
Okay.
It feels foolproof. I think that like obviously the top of this tank can hold my bulk. I'm sure.
Okay.
Definitely.
So you jump up on top of the tank. You immediately feel the plastic beneath you sag slightly, as in it's fine, nothing to worry about.
Rude.
But it's a very warm air coming up from it, basically. So and you can smell the water a lot stronger now from where you're up here, and the bubbling sensation is quite relaxing to you.
I could nap, but it would be a lot easier to nap if I had a full belly.
That is true.
That would be perfect. So,
Okay.
how do I get that fish?
Do me an intelligence roll. Let's see what you see.
That one. So 3.
That one, fantastic. Okay, you see one of the sort of plastic top panels is a bit loose, and you go, "That's brilliant. I'll get rid of that." So you move to stand on it. You go and try and stand to see if it'll, you can just pop it out of the way, and it begins to start sagging to the point that it will basically break in a minute. So do me a dex roll to see what your reactions are like.
Cool. Okay, we got 15.
15, that's fine. You manage to do the cat thing of leaping straight into the air as this bit of plastic sort of bounces and falls off the side. You manage to land on top of the tank. There's still the plastic you land on is still bowing a little bit, but is taking your weight better. There is now about a half meter by maybe about 10-20 centimeters wide plank of plastic missing. So you can now attempt to fish if you want.
I'm going to attempt to fish.
Okay.
I want the big one. Whatever the big one is, I want it.
All right. What would it be? Dex? It would have been intelligence for fishing.
I don't know.
Let's do Dex first of all. Let's see how you get on with a dexterous fishing.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
So,
You stick your paw in and pull out one of the small fish and start crunching away at it.
okay, I need another one.
Okay. Well, while you're crunching away at that, Bear hears this. Watches this plank land suddenly next to him. And hears this sort of swishing sounds. What's Bear going to do?
Well, first, Bear, does the stock still freeze when he looks at the plank and it lands? And then he hears the swishing sounds, and so he turns around and looks at the fish tank and sees Slim getting fish out of the fish tank. And so Bear is going to walk over to the fish tank and first he's going to put his nose up against the glass, and then he tries to lick the fish through the glass, and that doesn't work. And
Okay.
How tall is the fish tank again?
It's about, let's say, 2 meters tall. It's tall enough that it would be need a little step ladder to get up for most people to cleaning and stuff like that. So.
Okay. So
But there are little tables and stuff dotted around that you could jump on and then jump up if you wanted.
How much do you love me, Allie? I'm about to. Bear is gonna go and jump on the table, and he's gonna put his paws up on the edge of the fish tank, and if Slim reacts, something could change. But Bear is looking like he's doing the little up and down and up and down and up and down, and then he hops right up on the top of the fish tank with Slim,
Slim is gonna bat him. Like, get away! No,
My fish.
this is mine.
All right.
Like, is there PvP in this?
There can be if you want.
Like, I mean, I feel like it's necessary. He's
Okay.
gonna like kind of like arch his back
Are
a little bit.
are you trying to bop him to tell him to go away, or are you trying to actually, properly give him a warning?
Oh, I don't know. I guess we'll start with a warning.
Okay. Just do a normal roll. You don't have to add anything to it.
8.
Yeah. So you do the cat thing where you fake hitting him and you sort of stop about a good 10 centimeters away from his head. It's just the thought that you're going to hit him goes into his head. Can Bear roll an intelligence to see if this actually makes any sense to Bear?
Yes. Ooh, I rolled an 11. So 12.
12. Okay. So Bear is watching this paw, just like, and the eyes narrow a little bit as the hands come down, and they're flinching, but they don't know why they're flinching.
Right. Right.
Okay.
It's just like my eyes. They want to close, but I'm not sure why.
So while this PvP is going on, we will do what was in tandem to this, which is start with Tally. So Tally pushes open the door on the left, and here's these other two cats rolling off behind them. So you again seeing a small corridor and then leading to what looks like quite a large bedroom. What would you like to do?
Ooh, okay. She wants to. Yeah, Tali was gonna look around, see if there's anything soft or if anyone left like food or anything around.
Okay. So you walk along the small corridor. To your left immediately is a sort of very small bathroom, but doesn't really have anything interesting to you.
Mm-hmm.
And as you continue to walk along, you walk into this slightly dusty smelling bedroom. You notice that there are like large boxes and suitcases full of like piles and piles of old clothes, and there's a wardrobe lying on the floor. Sorry, it was a wardrobe lying open. Sorry, that seems to would normally be full of clothes, but has nothing in it at the moment. And there is a very large bed, which looks incredibly comfy too.
Yeah, I think she's gonna hop up on the bed and start like crawling around in circles right now, just
All
like
right.
checking out the cushion of it.
All right. So yeah, it feels relatively. And as you sort of get yourself comfy, you again hear this, "Ruff." And you look down off the bed and you see just behind the wardrobe this small snout just peeking out and looking and pulling back again.
She's gonna sigh. She was just about to get comfortable, and she's gonna start going towards the edge of the bed to see if she can get a better view.
Okay. Do me an intelligence roll to see how I imagine you probably would recognize what it is, but let's just do an intelligence roll. Let's go. First
Okay.
good rolling.
For that, that's a D20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and how do I add?
Just do a D20 roll and then just add whatever your intelligence is.
Okay. Okay, so does it? Sorry, I never did double check first because this is my first time checking this out.
All right, no
Is
problem.
it just whatever I rolled as the straight stat I use, or is it like D&D where it's?
You will roll. Sometimes you roll a D20 as is. Sometimes you roll a D20 and you'll add one of the three stats. So for this case, it's an intelligence roll to see what your sort of reasoning is for what you're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd be adding your intelligence to the D20 roll.
Okay. Okay, but it's not like D&D where I have like a modifier. It's my straight stat.
It's a straight
Okay.
stat.
Just wanted to make sure before I did it. It seemed
No,
high.
it's
Okay.
It's because there's only three stats, and there will be some rolls that will be there will no sort of additional
Okay,
to
perfect.
it. Then yeah,
Perfect. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's 19 then.
19. Yeah, you recognise this as a Jack Russell.
Oh no. Okay.
It's about since you're in Norwegian forest, it's roughly the same size as you.
Okay.
It doesn't really want to. It doesn't really know what to do with you, and it's peeking around the behind of the wardrobe, and it sees you, and it wants to kind of bark at you, but every time you make a move towards it, it immediately wants to hide.
Okay. Well, she's definitely gonna make her way towards the wardrobe then,
Okay.
with a probably growling a little,
Okay.
but like low.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Let's have a wee look. As soon as you make a move towards it, you see you're walking towards the sort of this side of the wardrobe, and from behind you just see this butt of a Jack Russell just get slower and slower out the other side.
Okay. She's still gonna try and follow him, like behind the wardrobe and all the way around, I think.
So you
Yeah.
you walk around behind the wardrobe. You can see the tip of his snout just protruding again, and as you continue to walk around, he's just backing away, back towards the foyer.
Oh, okay. She will try and go around the other side again. She's gonna keep like.
So you move back, and you sort of withdraw behind the thing. He looks a bit thing, and he sort of puts his two forward and goes, "Arf!" And he sort of trots forward a little bit, and he's sort of very slowly peeking his way around, and you're sort of waiting for him because you know what he's going to do. And as he just puts his nose back in, he immediately just bolts and runs back across the room, away from you.
Okay. She's definitely gonna follow because now she wants to know what the heck's going on.
Okay. So he runs back to the foyer with Tally and tow, and we'll continue with the rest of them. Come back. So we're now on to Poe. So Poe has ran to the right of the foyer when everyone else ran off. You sort of ran through a small corridor and into what looks like a small utility-ish room with like some washing machines, dishwasher, stuff like that. And there's a door at the end that seems to lead into a kitchen. What would you like to do?
Ooh, so I'm definitely if I'm once I'm past a lot of the other like noise and lights of other things going on and other cats doing whatever they're doing, my running kind of slows to a fast skulk. Where I'm just sort of hugging the walls, trying to sniff for anything that smells like fresh air instead of chemicals or dog or fish. I'm trying to listen for anything that sounds like the wind in the trees. And so, yeah, I'm just following whatever scent of escape I can catch as I hug the walls towards the kitchen.
All right. So you walk your way into this utility. As you're looking through utility, you find on the floor, about halfway along the utility, just past one of the large sort of washing machines, you see a large mat on the floor with two bowls. One contains water and one contains some kind of gelatinous meat of some kind. What would you like to do?
I think I give both of those a sniff, but I don't think I'm interested in either of them beyond whatever the sniff tells me.
Okay.
What material is the mat made of that it's on?
It's a kind of it's a sort of plastic lino, I guess, kind of mat. It's a kind of
Okay. I like pluck at it with my claws. Like I can't. It's like I can't even help it. You know, as soon as my paws touch it, I just have to pluck very sharply into it and definitely start to rip it up a little bit.
Okay. So you start leaving these long sort of slashes deep into the sort of linoleum. So are you working on a particular edge or a corner, or just anywhere you put your foot?
Yeah, it's really like it's such an impulse that I can't resist. It's just this whatever I happen to have placed my paws on.
Okay, no problem. So you start just ripping up the corner of this this small, like, rectangle, effectively, of linoleum. And as you sort of rip it for a couple of, well, good minute or two, eventually leaving some of it as tattered ribbons, you look round at the two bowls. The water bowl, it just smells like water. There's nothing really interesting there. The gelatinous meat does smell. It smells so almost rotten to you. It smells. It's just very. It's not most enticing. It smells a little off-putting to you, and it smells of. It doesn't smell like your, the kind of sort of cat food you usually have. It smells. What's the word I could probably use for it? It just sort of immediately just kind of makes you go. Ugh.
And that's exactly what I do. I start gagging like I'm gonna attack a ball.
Fair. Are you going to leave a furball on this mat as well, or are you going to just...
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I'm very... this is such a distressing situation. A lot's going on. All of my feelings, I eat my feelings and they just live in my stomach. And so if I'm in distress, that's what it's going to come up.
Okay, so you leave this small furball just on the edge of the mat, and you... basically just make your way towards the kitchen, and we'll cut back to you and me go again. So we go back to Slim and Bear. As the two of you are sitting on top of the sort of fish tank, having a small confusing fight where there's no blows been thrown yet, but you're getting close, you see a Jack Russell run out from the foyer and into the room, and he seems to hide in front of the couch in front of you, and he seems to be peeking round the couch. So the couch is like facing away from you, and he's basically down behind it. So between the couch and the fish tank, that's where he is. And he's looking round at something in the foyer expectingly, and the two of you are looking down at him now. What would you like to do?
I'm going to go... I'm going to jump down the same way I jumped up, so, down. I'm immediately gonna turn around and go back down. And I'm gonna, go towards him and stick out my head. Just, as long as I can with, just straight, straight out.
Okay. He's looking around at the moment. Are you doing this to the back of him, the side of him, near the head? Where are you doing this?
I think he's I'm going to the side of him.
The side of him.
T-bone
Okay.
sort of shape.
Okay. So you sort of move to the side, and you sort of not nuzzle him, but you get kind of close. Before I roll this, what's Slim doing?
Slim's like, yeah, run, and kind of flops down on top of the tank and lets one paw and his tail over the edge and flicks his tail a little bit and watches this go down.
Okay, that's fine. The dog turns round. He sees Bear literally touching him. He emits a massive howl and starts sprinting, knocking over the table in front of you. As he's trying to get away, and as he returns to the foyer, he sees Tally coming out from the side, and he just goes, "Wah!" and just keeps running straight ahead into where the garage was. So yes, Tally is now standing there, has walked out, and is now seeing the dog run past, and the two of you in this sort of lounge area with the table flipped over. And it looks like there was a vase or something on it that is broken and shattered into many pieces.
Wait, did we break something? What?
The dog charging
did,
through the table
right?
has knocked stuff off and broken it.
Okay, sorry.
So, I didn't do it. Not me. Nope. That's what I'm gonna say. I say, "Hi, Tally. I didn't do that thing. It's over there. Nah, not me. Nope. Didn't do it."
Tally's gonna shrug.
Okay. So the dog has temporarily ran away. Just the three of you. So you well, you sort of look as you're sort of looking around the lounge. There is a door between the lounge and the kitchen, and you sort of look over there and go, And as you do this, we all cut to Rennie. So yeah, Rennie walks into the kitchen. The kitchen is quite a large, it's like a sort of kitchen, the usual sort of L-shaped kitchen with the sort of island in the middle, sort of breakfast bar area. And as you walk in, immediately you smell, on the surface, you smell that there has been some kind of cooked, let's just say cooked fish. There's sort of cooked fish been left out from the night before. It smells very strongly to you with, it smells quite inviting to you.
Oh yeah, I immediately jump on the nearest counter.
Okay. You jump on the counter and actually we'll say it's chicken actually because chicken's easier to explain than fish because we've got fish in the other room. So you see this like roast chicken that's been left, the sort of husk left on this plate. It's been thoroughly carved up, but there are still pieces left. It looks like it's been left because for sort of making into soup purposes, but there's still a little bits of meat on the bones. So what would you like to do with this?
I mean, I have just recently emptied my stomach, and of course, I'm probably very, need something to settle it. I need something to settle my stomach, and so I'm definitely going to start like sniffing around the chicken carcass, checking that smell, and again twitching with every. I'm sniffing and twitching at the same time, and probably try to take a nibble of the closest, juiciest piece of meat.
Okay, so you sort of sniff the chicken itself, and then you kind of go, no, this is good, and you just basically begin like helping yourself to it, just picking at the bones. There's lots of very tasty bits of chicken just lying there, and you're relatively happy. Yeah. All right. Well, while Poe's doing that, we'll cut back to the rest of the three of you. At this point, you can hear the sound of something in the room, in the sort of the room past the living room. So you can hear the sound of you heard the obvious sound of a door opening and then something jumping up onto the surface, and now you're hearing the sounds of something eating quite ferociously.
Slim's still hungry, so Slim's gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll hop down, but probably like pushes the lid of the tank over and like in or off, like disrupt something.
Okay.
And saunters out of the room to go investigate.
Okay. So you jump down from the fish tank and you begin sauntering your way over. What is Bear and Tally doing?
Tally's not going gracefully. She's just jumping down and going. There's food sounds.
Okay, and Bear?
When I hear the rest of the people or the rest of the cats going, or I see them and hear them going into I'm gonna follow, really just curious, like, oh, where is everyone going?
Food.
Okay, so you both trot up to the door, and the door is just very lightweight door. It just pushed the door open, and inside you see Paul sitting, basically helping themselves to what looks like the carcass of a chicken. What would you like to do? Any of you?
I will slowly approach.
Okay.
And if she lets him partake, then he's gonna chow down.
Okay. What's Poe's reaction to Slim turning up?
I think it's undeniably unenthused, but not exactly immediately noping out. Just more like, oh great, jig is up. I got found out. I better better eat as much as I can. So I'm sure that I'm gonna take I'm just gonna sort of try and grab a hold of as much as I can with my mouth and try and jump away. And if I bring the whole carcass with me, that's just how that works out.
Okay. Do me a dexterity roll then. Let's see how you do trying to jump with this
Okay.
somewhat of a carcass, I get, Presley.
Yes, that's an 8.
It's an 8. Okay. You grab the carcass, you sort of sink your teeth into it and try and lift it. You feel like you could just about lift it, and you jump. The tray the carcass was lying on flies with you as you jump. It clatters to the ground as you as well fail to make the jump across to the sort of breakfast bar area and land with a slightly more thud than you'd like into the sort of breakfast bar area and land and sort of slide down to the floor with this basically just walking around this massive carcass of chicken.
I'm feeling my wild roots right now. I'm just really connecting with my ancestors at this moment.
So the tray lands on the floor. Chicken is thrown everywhere. Bits of chicken and chicken sort of skin and grease and stuff is thrown everywhere, all over the other two. So what's Bear and Tally's reactions to having this basically just bits of chicken thrown over them?
I start I gotta, and you hear Bear go, gotta clean. So I start cleaning myself,
Okay.
just licking my fur and stuff.
Okay.
Tolly's gonna go straight for any of the grease she can find and start licking it up.
All right. So the two of you are just sort of cleaning yourself. If let's say Slim was up on the sort of surface next to it, so Slim is now looking down at the sort of scene in front of them, which is the tray is lying face down. There's bits of pieces of chicken everywhere. There's Poe is off to the side, huddled around this chicken carcass. What's Slim gonna do?
Slim is a little annoyed. That was dramatic. We'll just kind of sit. Am I near the kitchen sink or anything?
Let's see. Yes, you are. You're the oven. The sort of hob oven top basically is one small unit, then there's a kitchen sink.
Okay. So Slim is based off of a cat named Slim from a shelter, and while he was once feral, he has really, really enjoyed modern amenities, and is gonna go up to the sink and try to turn on the faucet so that he can get some fresh water.
Okay.
After glaring disapprovingly.
I assume because it's just going to be a turning, a sort of moving the tap, and it's going to be one of those flat panel taps. So I'm assuming you can just move that and it turns on.
Okay.
You turn on the tap, as you're sort of looking around before looking in, you notice steam beginning to come off the water you've turned on.
That doesn't look good. Am I smart enough to know that would hurt me?
I think you can feel the heat from it, and you would know that something's a bit wrong here. So
I would try to make it not hurt me by making it cold.
So the sink is beginning. You look down, and the sink has been, looks like plugged with or a plug has been left in, and the warm water is beginning to fill the sink more and more.
Interesting. Okay, but can I make it cold?
Let's see. Let's do an intelligence check. Let's see if you understand how human sinks work.
That's a total of 6.
6. You just move the tap further, and the warm water is now spraying at very, very high speeds out of this tap, and the sink is getting fuller and fuller and fuller.
Oh, okay, I'm just gonna run away. I probably got some water on me, and so I'm just gonna jump off of the counter and run into the next room. I didn't
Okay.
do anything. This was not my fault.
Okay.
I don't know why this is going to cause a problem.
Okay. So I'll give it a couple of minutes have gone by, and the chicken grease has been cleaned up, and the sink is now overflowing onto the floor, creating quite a large puddle of water that's extending out further and further. You look around the kitchen. There is another door. There's the two doors you came in. So the one to the back right and the back left, and there's one straight ahead of you, which looks like it leads to a dining room. So would you want to explore where you've been? Do you want to look somewhere different? What would you like to do?
Let's go somewhere new.
Okay. So Slim walks from the kitchen towards this door. He gently pushes against the door. The door swings open. Again, it's a cheap plywood door. And it reveals a dining room with a sort of bay window with lots of sort of kind of stool-like chairs sitting in front of it that are all just about window height so you can see outside.
Jump up, and if there's a sunspot, I'm going to be in it. Otherwise, I'm just going to stare out that window.
Mm-hmm. You jump up to the back and you look out. It just looks onto the garden. You recognise the sort of fences on either side. You know this place relatively well. You've never been in here before, but you know outside. And it's not too sunny today, but it's sunny enough that you can sit here quite happily.
Then I think I'll take a little nap.
Okay, that's fine. So
I have forgotten my objective. Everything's fine.
Totally fine. So you sit down and get comfy. Let's say Tally finishes the sort of cleaning themselves first. So what's Tally going to do?
Well, now Tali notices the water.
Yep.
And she's going to start licking the water off the floor instead.
Okay. So the water is beginning to create a massive puddle. And it's quite, where you're standing, the water isn't too hot. It just makes the floor nice and warm, and it seems to be absorbing into the carpet. So the floor is
carpet growth.
yeah. It's a sort of one of those kitchens that has a sort of carpet starts halfway along, so the puddle's getting large enough that it's getting into the carpet now, and the carpet's getting damp and quite warm. It's not too bad. Seems to have absorbed a lot of the heat.
She wants to try to jump up onto the counter then, so she can get a better, get the fresh water, not the gross carpet water.
Okay, no problem. So you jump up. Imagine as a cat you can do this relatively fine. So you jump up and you're standing on this worktop next to the sink. The sink is completely full and is overflowing quite heavily. There's quite a lot of steam coming up from where you are. And you notice inside there's a couple of bowls just sort of bobbing about in the water.
Oh, she was going to start swatting those.
Okay. You just start batting these bowls around, and again, when they go underneath the tap, water just sprays across the room, and you find this hilarious because it seems to spray Bear, and Bear looks around like something's happened, and then goes back to cleaning himself.
I'm helping.
So on that note, Bear, what's happening?
So the water is running down like a cabinet front or something that's under the sink onto the
It's
floor.
pouring down a cabinet front, and some of it seems to be going through the floorboards, some of it is just spreading outwards.
Bear is gonna walk over and probably start licking at the water that's running down the front of the cabinet. Just oh, fresh water.
Okay. So you sort of pad your way over, and as you lick the water, and it tastes warm. It's a sort of nice temperature for you now. It seems to have cooled down a lot considering, but it seems to be getting warmer the more you're standing where you are.
Like the water that I'm licking is getting warmer,
the water
or the
you're
place
licking
where I'm
is getting
standing?
warmer. It's just warm enough that you're just like,
So I am going to, I think, jump up on the counter as well.
Okay.
I picture myself like across the sink from Tally,
Okay.
and I see her batting at the bowls that are floating around in the sink. And I would like to also bat the bowls. I think that one of my paws goes through like the stream of water, and I'm like, oh, it's hot. And as soon as I realize that it's hot, I like pull my paw away with a yowl.
It's not hot enough to scald, but it's hot enough to give you a fright.
Yes, and I don't like it because there's stuff on my fur and I don't like it. So, as soon as I figure it out, I'm going to glare at the tap because it gave me a huge disservice, a personal slight. That tap. And then I think I'm going to wander away because where's Persephone right now?
So whenever water started spraying, Persephone forgot everything and just tried to leave as quickly as possible. Maybe not the same panicked bolt as earlier with the flailing, but definitely like, you know what? Nobody knows how to behave. This is all an unpredictable mess, and I need to get out of here. So
Okay.
I'm like, make him away downtown. Trying to get out. Yeah.
Are you taking your chicken carcass with you, or have you lost interest in it?
No, that was water was spraying. Okay.
Oh, right.
Like
Okay.
this was a national disaster situation happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you are fully out of the room though.
Yeah. So we'll say
Yeah.
we'll say Pose left and went into the same dining room as Slim.
I think I saw them go that way, so I will go with the knowledge of with the unerring personality of a cat who knows that people or other cats do not want his company. I will go and make a nuisance of myself. And I think that as I'm walking along the counter, if there's any like glasses or anything on the counter, I'm just gonna go boop, boop,
Okay.
boop.
Okay. So you walk past the clean dishes, which you just happen to just sort of give a small bump to as they go along, and they all fall and smash on the floor.
Wasn't me.
So yeah, and then you follow the other two out of the room. Okay. Is Tally following, or is Tally happy just sitting with the bowls?
She's probably gonna follow, but she first will keep swatting the bowls for big. She's not gonna notice everyone is left until they've basically left. And then she'll look around and go, oh.
Okay, no problem. So we will go back to the dining room as what would Poe do in the dining room? There's a sort of large table and there's some small seats by the windows. What would Poe be doing?
Jumping up on the table to try and get better vantage. Like if there's a table, Poe's jumping on it.
Okay. So you're standing on this table. On this table seems to be several 4 plates set for dinner. They seem to have like very tidily done, as in properly laid out. Knives and forks and properly laid out, and there's like napkins and everything laid out. And in the middle, there's this quite large, looks like crystal vase with some flowers in it.
Tablecloth. There's a tablecloth
Yep,
on the table.
There's a tablecloth, yes.
Just immediately making biscuits on the tablecloth. Again, just this woven, any woven fabric. Gotta pluck at it. Gotta leave a scent. Mark a territory. Test its strength. So and quite violently. I mean, I'm very agitated. I've got a lot of stress to let out after everything that's happened. I was dining and enjoying my chicken, and all of a sudden the world was on fire with water. So I'm just going to be getting all of my stress, plucking and pulling at this tablecloth with all of my might. It is loud. It is demonstrable that I have talons, even at my old age.
Okay, so you start ripping and pulling at this tablecloth. Occasionally you just see the odd piece of just move or stuff as you pull the cloth just a little bit towards you, just enough to make something move as you're making your biscuits on the table. So what's Bear doing now that they walk in to see Paul on the table making biscuits and Slim curled up by the window?
Is Slim taking up the entire beam of sunlight?
Not the entire beam, but they're sitting in the middle of the beam.
Alright, so I'm going to jump up and be in the sunlight, and I'm going to just be, I don't know, not necessarily touching Slim. You know how cats have that way of like being in a place and not being there? Mm-hmm. Like being far away from. So I'm going to like be, because Slim tried to like bat me in the face before. so
Slim is watching you right now.
Yeah.
Eyes are open, like ears are erect, and he starts trying to take up more space.
You watch it. You watch
This is mine.
You watch as Bear just kind of moves in front of the sun, so just blocking some of your sun.
Oh. The disrespect. But he's
from this young whippersnapper.
Yeah. He'll allow it, but he's gonna get payback later. By the way. He like closes one eye and keeps the other one open, staring at you.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, Bear's gonna sit there for a little while, but then he gets bored because he's Bear, and he goes over to inspect what Poe's doing on the table, because she's making noise and there might be something won for there. So he's gonna, just kind of trot over. He's going to slowly extricate himself from Slim's orbit and hop off the windowsill and onto the table.
Okay.
See what Poe's doing.
Poe is just shredding again these lines into this, what was a sort of very expensive, probably expensive cotton tablecloth. It's just got this strips of lines of slashes along the sort of middle of it next to the vase. And just it just catches and slices so easily with their claws that they are creating this new pattern in the tablecloth.
It's art. Cat art.
Okay. At this point, Tally appears at the doorway to the dining room, and you're seeing the two cats on the table, and one by the window who still is sort of looking annoyed rather than, they look like they were sleeping, but is now giving the sort of annoyed ears to everyone else. What would you like to do?
She's gonna start investigating. Are there any like shelves or?
There's another door at the to the left, which smells kind of dusty to you. But there's some shelves with some sort of knick-knack ornaments on them. There's some. There's a couple of bookcases with occasional like one or two books on it, but for the most part, it's just like little bits like people haven't properly placed anything on them. They're just sort of, oh, that'll do for now, kind of placement, rather than it properly being like,
Okay, yeah, she's gonna try and start climbing the shelves and investigating.
Okay.
the objects on there.
Okay. So you jump up to the shelf. The shelf immediately does that slight. You feel the shelf beginning to tilt, but it's holding your weight for now. But it's tilting a little bit, and you walk along it, and you feel it. You feel sure of your feet because you're a cat. You're always sure of your feet, but you feel the shelf is not particularly happy with this cat form on top of it. But you walk along to the end, and you sniff at what looks like some sort of porcelain rose ornament at the end. Would you like to do anything with it, or are you just happy to sort of sniff it?
She also wants to lick it, see if it tastes like anything.
Okay. So as you lick this ornament, it just tastes. It tastes slightly of dust, like it's not properly been cleaned before it got, put in one shelf, put in a bag, and put in another shelf. And you sort of, and as you sort of do that, you nudge it, and it just tumbles just enough to just plummet straight down, and you hear the sort of small tinkle sound you get from a very fine, delicate ornament breaking.
Oh no. She'll look down concerned, maybe not concerned, but just curiously, and then kind of shrug and keep checking out the shelf.
Okay. So you sort of look down, you see it's broken into a couple of pieces, and you sort of shrug and move on to the next shelf, which has several books and I don't know what looks like a small clock on the end.
Okay. She's gonna start like rubbing her face on the books.
Okay. So again, the books slowly slip forward and then begin to just fall off the shelf. You do a small look of, oh, shame. Waddle a bit forward, start again. Again, just slides forward and just drops. Oh, it's a shame. Waddle a bit forward and you carry on for the 4 or 5 books on this shelf. When the last one tumbles, you notice that it makes another sort of smash sound, and as you look down, it seems to have broken the sort of looks like some sort of fruit bowl that was sitting on top of a cabinet.
Oh no.
So now the only thing on the shelf is you and this quite extravagant looking clock that looks like one of those, the glass ones with the whirring clocking mechanism and all that inside.
Oh, there's movement. Okay, yeah. She's gonna walk up and look at it and start kind of like pawing at the front glass.
Okay.
Trying to catch it.
So as you paw at this, frantically trying to catch the spinning pendulums inside, the clock slowly starts moving back and back and back, and inevitably it falls, and there's an almighty smash sound. Can everyone else do me a roll, please? Just a plain D20 roll to see how you react to this immense noise going on.
16.
I got a 7.
Okay, Bear is startled. Bear runs the first way they can, which is through the other door. And as they charge through the door, they run down some stairs into a cellar.
Oh no.
Slim is just annoyed. Doesn't react. It's just annoyed. Just look. They're making noise again. Poe is. Poe jumps into the air and is obviously startled, but not startled enough as Bear, who has now ran into the cellar. So yeah, what's Tally's reaction to watching all this unfold?
She's, I think, confused a bit herself. She's gonna want to act nonchalant though. She's gonna hop down like nothing happened and sort of like walk around and try and find like a somewhere else she can go look at instead.
Okay. So you sort of do the kind of thing where you push yourself along the side of the wall before you jump down, and as you jump down, the shelf falls down with you.
Oh no.
Landing on the floor. So there's now this just massive debris pile of broken glass and clockwork pieces and ornaments and books. And you look through the door where Bear went, and it's a sort of slight smell of coal coming from it, like a sort of wooden, like sort of a very old, dusty, like a kind of coal cellar, basically.
Okay.
So, what's Poe going to be doing now? Then let's see what Poe does from jumping straight up and watching Bear run off and Tally jump down from the shelf. What's Poe doing?
Right, so things just got stressful immediately again, right? And maybe I'm not panicking, but I don't feel too good. I mean, I ate a lot of chicken recently, and I was just very busy making biscuits, and now I'm jumping all around. So I'm definitely leaving a present on one of these fancy plates before I'm investigating anything else going on around me.
Okay.
So
that's totally understandable.
that
That's fine. So while that goes on, what's Slim doing?
I mean, Slim really wants to take a nap, but now someone is leaving a present on the table. So Slim will act like this was his plan the entire time, is gonna slowly stretch, lick themselves like twice, and then hop down from their perch in the sun, and will go to see what that fool cat Bear is doing now.
Okay.
Because Bear is gonna get payback.
Okay.
Or Slim's gonna get payback with Bear. Yeah, I don't know words these days.
That's fine. Okay. So we'll go to Bear. Bear's ran down these stairs into the very dark cellar. Because you're a cat, you can still see in the dark, so you're fine. But you look around, and as you sort of look around, you see over on one side there's like all the sort of wiring and stuff of you'd get in a sort of basement for underside the house. And as you look over to it, you see all this water just running down from the kitchen into all this wiring, and you see sparks beginning to happen.
I'm gonna go bat at the sparks because they're bright and they're moving fast.
Okay.
And they look cool. So.
Okay. So as you wander over, this is properly beginning to spark and make very loud spitting sounds. Do me an intelligence roll. Let's see how this goes.
You know I love intelligence rolls. Oh, crap, that was a nat 20.
A nat 20. You are completely fine. You bat away at it. There's a loud boom, and smoke starts sparking up from this. All the lights upstairs, so the rest of you at least had one or two little lamps and stuff like that you saw when you were there. They all cut out immediately. And you're just sort of looking around going, oh, okay. But Bear's completely fine. The power is completely blown in this place. There is no more electric power in this house.
Oh.
So yes, the Bear is completely fine. So Bear loses it after the sort of loud boom of the thing going. There is no there's nothing else interesting here. Like all the patting the wires are soaking wet. They don't doing anything anymore. Imagine Bear loses interest and jumps back down. But as you jump back down, you do see over the other side of the thing. You see you see something scurrying away very quickly.
I'm gonna follow it.
Okay.
I'm gonna pounce and follow it.
Okay. So as Slim comes down the stairs, they see Bear. After this loud foom sound, they're like, something must have happened, so they move a bit faster. They see Bear running off to a corner to try and catch something.
Slim is going to really embrace his being a black cat and is going to stealthily move through the cellar to find the perfect place to ambush Bear. Perfect. Like, and like right before Slim is gonna pounce on him, Bear will see like two green eyes staring at him.
Yes.
Okay.
It's probably if like whatever you're chasing goes by me, I'll let that thing go by, but you're gonna get pounced on. Hopefully, we'll see.
All right. So as you lay in wait for Bear to be in the right point, what's Tally doing? Now you've jumped down. You've heard this loud, as I said, sort of foom sound come from the basement where two of the other cats have gone.
Yeah, she's gonna go down there as well because now she wants to know what's happening with all the sounds and everything. When she gets there, are they already like gone hiding right now?
You sort of come down the stairs, and as you're looking around, you see. You can't see clearly because it's dark, but you can see mostly shapes. You see the shape of Bear like bouncing around in the dark, and you see the shape of what looks like could be Slim just sort of crouching and just waiting, they're sort of picking their moment and very intently watching this bouncing lump as it bounces back and forth in the darkness.
I think right now Tolly's just gonna sit at the top of the stairs and watch.
That's fair.
Just sort of lays down, lay down with like her front paws hanging off the front of the step, and just watch, see what happens.
All right. Okay. And what's Poe doing now that they've finished leaving their present in the plates?
Well, they're going to exit that shameful space as quickly as possible.
Are they going to drag shreds of the tablecloth over the top of it?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You know, you've gotta clean up after yourself if you're going to be a polite house guest like we are, and we're very polite, clearly, being very mindful about how we use this space. So yeah, Poe's just gonna do her quick little I'm gonna scoop as many of the shreds over whatever the mess is that I made and jump down. And I mean, I still yes, I've taken a snack break, but I still know that we're in trouble here. Like this isn't my home. I don't want to live here or stay here, especially if this is going to be a roommate situation. So I'm whatever these other folks are doing. The lights are off now. I'm just scenting the wind again for any hint of escape, looking for light, listening for wind. Any indicators of outside. Is there bird song that I can hear more loudly in one direction than another?
You can hear bird song out the back, but it's through the glass, so not really hearing much more from there. But yeah, there's not really much different than you can hear here from any other room, sadly. So, so I'll have you you're wandering around seeing if you can pick anything up, any details up from this back room for the moment, as we cut down to finally give Slim their roll to pounce on Bear. So do a dexterity roll for me, please.
Do not fail. Oh, nat 20.
Nat 20?
Yes, legit. This is not normal.
That's fine. You have laid the perfect ambush. Would you like to describe what happens?
Oh, yes. Okay, so I imagine it's a small little rodent critter that Bear is chasing. And it's gonna slip right past me. I'm so good at hiding. It didn't even know I was there. And Bear is kind of chasing after it and is just about to try to jump onto it when kind of that gif of the bus being hit by the train. I come out of nowhere and smack right into the side and we go tumbling. And I'm like, that's what you get for stealing my son.
So you jump into the side of Bear. The two of you roll. Bear has got. From the second you hit into the side of Bear, Bear has the I don't know what's going on eyes and ears, just like as he's rolling around, and the mouse, well, the sort of rat he was chasing, sprints off, and as the two of you stop rolling with you with Slim ending up on top of Bear, with the two paws pinning him down. Bear's just looking around like, what just happened?
And I kind of like sniff a little bit, and then I leave
All right.
and like brush past Tali as I walk by.
All right.
I'm just done.
All right. So
How does Bear react?
There is, I think, like, he looks as much like he just splatted on the floor as possible, like, so legs out in 4 different directions, just like flat on the floor, not moving.
Yep.
And he has this like incredibly shocked look on his face, and he's just like, he can't, I think he can't move for like a full 5 seconds or so, and then he will just get up and continue looking for this little thing that he was chasing. As if nothing happened.
That's amazing.
all right.
Come on. The dog needs to be a part of this.
Oh, that's fine.
Go.
So after you sort of head back up, as you're sort of heading back up the stairs from the cellar, you hear the sound of a doorbell. And the sound of something like knocking loudly on the front door. Do you want to have any reactions to this, or are you just going to be like, oh, there's a noise over there?
Are you talking to anyone?
Just in general, just is there any reaction from you as individually or as a group? And the fact the door, there's a loud ding dong has happened.
Yeah, Oh, sorry.
There you go.
I was gonna say, I think I know a doorbell. I know the relationship between that sound and a door and people smells like outside, and that is what I want. And so I am going to run to that door crying loudly for my savior to come rescue me, whoever they are.
Okay. So Poe has made a beeline out of the dining room back through the now very sodden kitchen. Let's see, what's Tally do?
Tolly will follow, though she's not meowing. She's not as eager to get out. She's just kind of curious what's happening. So she'll follow with a few like squawks, going like meh. Curiously as she follows behind.
Okay. And then Slim?
Slim will go to the door, but probably not be very useful, is just going to sit and stare at the door, like, and just be like, well, that's interesting. This is here, someone wants to get into my house.
Okay. And finally, Bear?
So I'm in the basement looking for this thing. I think I've totally lost it. So I'm gonna wander up to the front hall and just look at the door. Again, it has done me a personal disservice. This audacious door.
Okay.
It's ringing at me. What the nerve?
So you as you all kind of return to this sort of front room, you occasionally you hear the bell ring again, and the letterbox opens, and you hear a voice go, delivery, and then the letterbox is flapping. As it's flapping, you get this strong smell of like cut grass coming through from the front door, and you hear someone say, oh, there's a window open upstairs, must be in, they wouldn't leave a window open. and you notice that you hear the sound of someone outside slowly head off, and a sort of off to the side, off towards where the garage is. So you're all now standing at this sort of front area. There's some stairs leading up behind you, along next side to the sort of corridor that led to the foyer, which led to all the other little rooms, and then there's the corridor that goes along to the basement. The basement? Garage. Sorry. Where would you like to go?
I think when I...
Oh.
Sorry.
You go.
I think when I smelled the grass, I'd go up to the letter slot, the mail slot, and try to fit my entire body through the mail slot. And then when that doesn't work, I'd like wander off, and I guess the only place I haven't been is upstairs, so I go upstairs.
Okay. You begin to bounce your way up these sort of two-tiered stairs. You know, the ones that go up and then back the way again. So you're heading that way up. We'll just go through you all. Tally, what's Tally do?
Yeah, Tali knows with voices come people. So she wants to see what's going on. So she's gonna go try and figure out where this guy might be now.
Okay.
I don't know if she'd know well enough to go to the garage or whatnot, but she'll try and follow where she heard the voice go around.
Okay. So going towards the garage. Okay. Slim.
So do we understand the person?
You don't understand the person, but you can go. The two sort of bearers going up the stairs, and Tally's going to the garage. So you can hear the voice going off to the garage, but the only place you hadn't been yet was up the stairs.
I'll follow Tally.
Okay.
Because, I mean, if I were Bear, I'd want revenge. And we've created a blood feud, I think. If, like, you could imagine, like, an American gangster in a cat
like,
body,
you
that is
killed
what-
my father, prepare to die. And Bear's like, what?
So
Yeah, Bear's no
Slim
clue.
is gonna also think, yeah, I think it's time to burn this house down and get out.
Wait, literally, or
Whatever happens. We've already flooded it, so I'll follow Tally.
Okay.
okay?
And Poe.
So if I'm hearing the human walk away, and I don't know anything else anymore, and my savior has abandoned me, and I am alone again, and in despair, I think, yeah, like the downstairs all smells familiar. I don't hear any new sounds. I want to go upstairs. There's new territory revealed. The map is expanded. I'm going
The
up.
fog of war has lifted.
Okay. So we will start with Bear and Poe then. So you get to the top of the stairs. There are 4 rooms leading off this small landing. This leads to two are obviously bedrooms. One is a quite lavish looking bathroom, and the other looks to be like an office. Do you have any preference where you would prefer to go of those 4 options?
I'm smelling for fresh air, so I don't know if that's an intelligence roll. I don't know.
No, you could actually just do a normal D20 roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
14.
14. You smell the fresh air is coming from the office.
That is where I'm going quickly.
Okay. And Bear?
Do I hear any sounds from anywhere?
You hear the sound of whimpering coming from one of the bedrooms.
I'm going to that bedroom
Okay. That's
to
fine.
investigate for science.
Alright. We will cut back to Tally and Slim then. So the two of you have wandered into this garage. You can hear the sound of someone outside the garage going, electric opening, it's not working. You can hear the sound of someone hitting the button going tick, 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 tick. Oh, it's not working. Oh, I'll just leave the parcel out here.
Slim
So-
will meow.
The Tully's gonna start like scratching on the garage door, meowing.
You just hear this confusion from the other side of the thing going, is that some sort of guard cat they've got?
So I'm gonna try to convey, "Let me out," in meows, very loudly and very incessantly, and act pathetic.
Okay.
Meow.
I was gonna say, yeah, like the meow. Meow.
Clearly dying.
Let's see how your meowing reacts with him. Okay. He goes. He looks over and he goes, ah! And you hear a loud sort of rumbling sound as this garage door is popped open, revealing fresh air all around, and this very scrawny-looking UPS delivery man just standing there awkwardly going, "What's going on?" As this is the sort of as the two of you can run free if you want now. He's standing going, that fire.
Fire. Oh no, we did. Slim is immediately suspicious of this person, is gonna hiss at him and swat at him and then run back into the house. Because I don't know this person at all.
He's opened quite a large garage door. You can just run past him if you want. You don't have to.
I mean, I could.
It's entirely your decision what you would like to do.
I definitely swatted him. What does Tolly do?
Tolly's just gonna run out, but the moment she gets to the driveway, she's gonna lay down and start like rubbing her face on the pavement.
That's not a bad idea.
Just good.
All right.
Yeah, I'll like act very confused, but then yeah, I will move past him
Okay.
and act like he is obviously a murderer, and get far away from him.
Okay. So the delivery man looks very confused. The two cats have just sort of spat him and ran past, but he throws the parcel down on the floor and then seems to sort of sniff again. He goes, "That definitely smells like fire." And he seems to take his phone out of his pocket and starts phoning someone. So as we do that, we will cut to Bear, who is wandering into a bedroom to see this poor hiding Jack Russell. What is Bear going to do?
So is he immediately visible, or?
He's hiding behind the bed.
Okay. I'm going to, like, peek around the side of the bed, the corner of the bed,
Okay.
and look at him. And go, friend?
He again looks quite. He tries to back up towards the wall.
He looks sort of like he looks scared. So I'm going to go toward him with the object of doing that rubbing thing that cats do, you know, the rubbing on the face. But I have a feeling that he might like try to dart past me. So I'm gonna go towards him with the intent of doing that.
He backs away for a second, and as soon as you sort of move your head to one side or the other, he darts round the other side and sprints out of the room.
And I'm going to I'm gonna jump up on the bed and be like, oh, I guess he didn't want to be friends, and like curl up and pout.
Aw.
Okay. Well. Yeah, exactly. So we will. So we will cut to Poe, who has walked into an office. There is a window lying open that leads onto the rooftop.
Right, in a lovely bit of irony for Poe. Here's her escape just as her savior arrived in another castle, aka the garage. So I'm just so excited to finally find the thing I've been looking for the eternity that I have been here, and I'm careful enough to jump on the sill instead of just bolt out the window entirely. But I'm single track mind. I don't hear what's going on downstairs. I don't realize that a whole ass garage has opened up or nothing. I'm just laughing about the cat.
No, it's fine.
Sorry.
It's all right. Mine is just as loud. Mine has just woken up and is just sauntered back in, I think, after eating, so he's...
Yeah.
One of my cats is just really old, and she doesn't enter rooms quietly anymore.
That's totally fine.
She's deaf, and she comes in going, "What?
Oh.
What?" So
My-
that's what she's doing. She wants pets.
My folks' friend does have a deaf cat, and he's been deaf since he was 2, and he's now like 13, and he's literally just a radar. He just walks 3 feet and just meow, meow.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is perfect ambiance. It's as if we had a soundtrack
There you
to our experience, and
It's a service, Brianna. Good job.
yeah, exactly. So I think yeah. I'm trying to get out that window as quickly as possible while being as nimble as possible, I guess you could say, and smart about it. So leaping on the window, trying to find my next move as quickly as possible.
Okay. So you jump out the window, you wander along the sort of base of the rooftop and just jump down onto the fence. So you are now completely free as well. So that just leaves Bear.
Sorry, I was watching the saga of the cat betting play out in chat. Yeah, so Bear, I think that Poe made some noise when she jumped into the window. So Bear's like, ooh, noise. And I would like to go investigate the noise, so I guess I come out of the bedroom and go into the office.
Okay, so you go through to the office, you jump out the window as well. So you're now all of you have now escaped, and as you all sitting around the same fence watching, you watch a fire engine arrive to basically check the electrics of a house, to find that the strong smell of burning is in fact because the fuses have all been exploded in the house rather than there being actual fire. And you then watch.
I didn't do it.
You then watch the incredibly irate owner come home and start shouting at the poor Jack Russell.
Oh no!
Thinking that he's somehow managed to explode the rest of the stuff. But you have all escaped from Alcatraz.
Okay.
So that is the end. So yes, that was the end of the game for today. But we'll just go through everyone and just who are you? Where can folk find you if they'd like to find more? And if you have any links and stuff you'd like us to post, please either send me them here and I'll put them up in chat, or put them in chat yourself. All good. So starting, of course, with Tally.
Hello, Commander Jupe. I'm a little more awake now that we've gotten through this, so I can do a better intro. But yeah, so I'm Commander Jupe. I stream on Twitch. Find me over doing some RPGs with Outer Geekdom once a month. And I do the social media work for the charity over there. I can drop the Twitter link for that in a second.
Sure. Chuck everything in the chat. That is entirely what the plugging is for.
Links won't show up unless Officer does
right. If the links don't work in chat, if you send them to Meowish in chat, she will post them for you.
Okay, I'll whisper it to you then. Perfect.
Cool. Yeah, if you send them to Meowish, she'll post them in chat for you. So then next we have Lupine.
Hi, I'm Lupine. I was your big smart boy bear. And yeah, I'm in some other shows. On Mondays I'm on Soulfire's Twitch channel, and we play a gender bent Curse of Strahd. It's very fun. And then on Wednesdays I'm a member of the cast of the Lovecraft tapes. And we are right now we're finishing up a case 15, so we're going into case 16. There were mushroom people. We vanquished the mushroom people. And that is a big question mark. And yeah, but all the information for that and stuff is I'm gonna send it to Meow, so
the right one for that.
she can put it in.
Yep. If you send it to Meow,
Yeah.
she will have them all sorted.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's my link tree.
Okay. Slim?
I'm Hallie, aka Hallosaurus, and I played Slim today. I play Raze in Real Women of Gaming's Tankard's Tales and Treasures as the first and third Saturday of the month. But we're not playing until the third Saturday of May, because my birthday is next weekend. So
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
yeah, our next show will be on May 20th on the Real Women of Gaming channel, and it starts at 6 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, no, this was a lot of fun. My link tree got put in the chat. I'm also a private practice owner and sponsor of Togethercon.
Awesome.
Nice.
And finally we have Paul.
Yeah, I'm Renee Joy. I played my cat, Persephone, today. And I'm with Cast Gamers as well. And that is where, that's my digital home for gaming and other relevant things right now, which is mostly me on quiet mode, enjoying summer break with my kids. And then we'll see what I get into next season. I really appreciated being a part of the game today. Thanks, y'all.
No problem. 2 seconds. I just need to grab the link for this so I can remember to post it in chat, because I probably should. There we go. And back to everyone. There we go. Back to everyone showed up. So yeah, if anyone wants to play ALL-Cat-TRAZ, it is a free game to play.
Yeah.
You can find it over at that link there, which is it's a
Sorry,
game
Meow,
we come up with.
yeah.
You
Sorry,
okay?
Meow. I posted my link in the Discord and. Oh,
There
okay.
we go. Cool. She's got it. But yeah, so everyone's stuff is all there. If you want to follow any of it, please feel free. They are fantastic people, all worth your time. If you want to play ALL-Cat-TRAZ yourself, it's a game we came up with in RPG. Again, free to play. Links all there. All the information you need. It's a very simple game. It's one of the ones that I think is great for getting people into gaming because it's very simple, very straightforward, and people just love playing as cats.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hopefully everyone enjoyed it today. And that will do it. So I hope you have a great rest of Togethercon. And I think if the Real World Gaming channel is still up doing things, we will probably just roll back into them. They are doing a thing on consent in gaming at the moment, so I think we will just subtly slide our way over there and be like, hi, excuse me, hi, excuse me,
Hello.
hi, hello. But yes, thank you everyone for. Oh, it keeps doing this thing today where if I click anywhere out of Discord, it wants to go away. But yes, thank you everyone who's watching along. Thank you everyone for having us in today. Thank you, Crimson and everyone for letting us run. This is part of Togethercon. It's been great. But yes, thank you. I think I might be joining Crimson for the horror gaming one later tonight if I remember right. But yeah, apart from that, you all have a great rest of the con, and I will raid us over to Ruin of Gaming. So yeah, thank you folks. Catch you in a bit.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.